One in Cincinnati where police shot and killed an armed 18-year-old. And then not even 24 hours later, get this, police say the victim's father intentionally drove into the deputy involved in his son's shooting. The deputy is dead. CBS News correspondent Chanel Call is following this story and more from the newsroom. Chanel, what's the latest in that case in Ohio? This is not only one issue of violence, but then a second follow-up issue.
Yeah, Reed, just a tragic story out of Ohio this hour. A man whose teenage son was killed by police in Cincinnati, now accused of killing a sheriff's deputy. Rodney Hinton allegedly rammed his car into that officer. We now know that officer has been identified as Deputy Leary Henderson, a 33-year veteran. Henderson was notably not involved in Hinton's son's death, but want to show you police body camera video of the terrifying moments before officers shot and killed Hinton's 18-year-old son, Ryan Hinton, and want to warn you, it can be a bit tough to watch. Ryan Hinton was shot twice and killed by police. This happened on Thursday during a chase after officers had responded to a call about a stolen car. His father, Rodney Hinton, now being held without bond, and police say, as well as his public defender, is saying that he had no felonies on his record. And his public defender also said this was an emotionally charged situation.
In his first court appearance this weekend, Rodney Hinton Jr. walked through a room packed with law enforcement officers. CBS's Lisa Rosner is tracking the latest developments for us tonight. Lisa.
The deputy killed has not been identified, but fellow law enforcement describe him as a fantastic officer and person.
Law enforcement is grieving one of their own. The sheriff's deputy was directing traffic at a local university graduation Friday when he was struck.
The officer was just out doing his job, directing traffic up near the University of Cincinnati.
The alleged driver is 38-year-old Rodney Hinton. He is the father of a teen fatally shot by Cincinnati police on Thursday. That teen was 18-year-old Ryan Hinton. Police say he was armed and running away from a stolen vehicle when another officer opened fire. Police body cam footage of the shooting was shared with the teen's family the same day the deputy was struck. Prosecutors allege this was no accident.
There are no evidence of skid marks. There are no evidence that he tried to avoid him.
More than 30 members of the sheriff's department filled the courtroom for Hinton's arraignment. His attorney addressed the crowd.
I understand there is a lot of sadness and a lot of anger in this room right now, but in the community at large.
We have a deputy that's killed simply doing his job. It's a shame. It's tragic.
Rodney Hinton has been charged with aggravated murder and was denied bond.
Good morning, Mr. Hinton. Good morning.
He said good morning, Judge. He's very soft-spoken.
Okay. All right.
I seen in the video about my grandson, I seen two scared people. I seen the officer scared, and I seen my grandson scared. So it's an unfortunate incident that happened. So that's all I seen. It was like, I didn't see the police there try to kill. No. What I seen was two persons made a mistake. My grandson made a mistake being there, and the officer, he was trying to get back to his family too.
We're also learning more new information tonight. Hinton's family says he attended Don High School before it shut down. He was not in school at the time of his death. Family and attorneys didn't dispute otherwise that Hinton was sitting in a stolen car or had a gun on him at the time of the incident. His cousin says, however, he should not have been in that stolen car because he was locked out of the house the night before.
And I was asleep. Ryan, I'm so sorry. This was never supposed to happen to you. Ever. I'm so sorry, Ryan. I'm so sorry, Ryan. Just know he won't supposed to be there.
Like we said, a very, very emotional press conference that wrapped up about an hour ago. The family is asking the public not to rush to judgment. Their attorneys are reviewing every report and angle of the incident they can get their hands on. At that point, attorneys say they will announce what, if any, steps they will take. We also asked about Ryan's father, Rodney Hinton Jr. Family did not want to take many questions regarding him, though we can tell you he faces aggravated murder charges, and he will be back in court tomorrow for a bond hearing. He's currently in custody at the Claremont County Jail.
And I'm going to just say y'all like this. Rodney mother Hinton Jr. is a hero. Power to my mother people. Free my mother brother. Talking about. You take one of ours, we take 10 of yours. You lucky he only took one. You talking about. And I don't promote violence, but at the end of the day, if I watch a mother footage of my son being unalived and y'all lied to me, what the you think I'm gonna do? What the you think I'm gonna do? Y'all couldn't have thought in y'all rabbit ass man that y'all was gonna lie to that man, and that man seen on that tape that boy was running, didn't have no gun in his hand, and y'all unalived that boy. Straight unalived that boy for shit in this world. So hell yeah, I'm riding with Rodney. Hell yeah, we riding with Rodney. Tonight we ride with Rodney.
They shot and killed his son, and he took it upon himself to get in his car and run into a police deputy, and he unalived him also. Y'all didn't hear unalive my child, somebody getting unalive. Can't say the other word. Hamilton County, Ohio Police Department unalived this 18-year-old, said he had a gun in his hand. When the parents went and watched the video from the body cam, and he saw his son being murdered without even seeing his son pull out anything, that baby was just running. They said he didn't pull out no weapon. That was that man's intentions, to get that baby unalive, by saying he pulled out a gun. So after they went and watched the body cam, his dad went straight and got in his car and ran into a police deputy and unalived him. When they got to the hospital, he was gone. And they tried to intimidate that man by having like 30 police, him walking through 30 police. You know what he did? He tucked his chin up high and he looked at every one of their face. He ain't got nothing to lose. Y'all already took his child from him for no reason, talking about a gun. Bitch, I would look every one of y'all in the face too, like y'all was gonna intimidate that man.
I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. I stand with Rodney Hinton Jr. because for officers to pew a young man in the back when he didn't brandish a weapon, but he threw that weapon, because you can see it in the video, and blaming him for having that weapon, saying he pointed it at him, so that justified them pewing. Now, this is a message for my niggas and my niggas only. If you call the police, if you get involved with the police, if you have aggressive officers that live in your neighborhood, your city, your county, whatever, these officers are set up to hunt. These officers are set up to shoot and then ask questions later. So, with that being said, my men out here, if you choose to run from the police and you end up not being able to escape them, please continue to have your hands up, because they will scream gun. I promise you, they will scream that they think you have a pew. They think you have a pew.
One officer decides to pursue the individual who we now know had a firearm in his hand.
At some point, the person with the gun slips.
They heard the metal from the firearm hit the concrete. This individual gets up, still has the firearm in his hand, and continues to run through the dumpster.
The officer who fired the shots was chasing another suspect before he made contact with the armed suspect.
The officer who did discharge his firearm said that when the individual came out between the dumpsters, he had the firearm in front of him. It was in like a bladed position, and it was pointed at the officer. And he felt threatened for his life, and that's why he discharged his firearm.
So, guys, now we gotta really start speaking up when it comes to this ignorance, when it comes to the black community. This tragic story that happened in Ohio, I believe it was in Cincinnati, Ohio. stuff like this just shouldn't happen, guys. And for the black community to actually egg on this stuff, to actually support this guy, Rodney Hinton, for killing an officer by the name of Larry Henderson. This dude was a 33-year-old veteran who was just minding his business at work when he was just fatally struck by a crazy dude who just so happens to be mad because his son was shot by the police because the son picked up a gun while he was fleeing the scene from a carjacking. Nah, guys, and the car wasn't even from the same state as Ohio. So now, guys, we got to get into this story. It's a very, very tragic story, believe it or not. I am still waiting on more evidence to come out, but with all the information that I have now, I just feel like this dude, Ryan, the 18-year-old, he was just in the wrong place, wrong time. His own family didn't even let him in the house. We're going to get into that later as well. But let's just break this story down. An 18-year-old by the name of Ryan Hinton, was shot and killed by an officer that was on the scene because reports were in that it was a carjacking and that I believe it was, a group of them, and one of them had a firearm. And while Ryan was fleeing the scene, I believe the gun dropped. He picked it up, ladies and gentlemen, because a lot of people saying he was unarmed and this, that, and third. Like, no, he was running and the cops heard something metal that hit the concrete. So he picked up his gun while continuing to flee the scene and then turned around, guys. And then after that, the cop took actions upon himself to shoot him twice. Now, the thing that's I'm not getting is this, guys. Why are people not holding Ryan's family accountable? Like Rodney, the father, for example. If you loved your son so much, why didn't you put all of that energy into making sure he was a good kid besides, being with carjackers? Not saying that, he didn't try or anything like that, but you put more energy into, unaliving an officer who had absolutely nothing to do with this more than keeping your kid off the streets. That's absolutely asinine to me. And this is what's wrong with the black community. You guys promote degeneracy and violence. And this is exactly why you people are immune to life. You people are immune to just holding yourselves accountable and doing the right thing. But let's just continue, guys. Rodney, the father, thought it was a good idea to hop inside of his car and basically drive into I believe this was just a crossing guard, guys. Like, this was just a crossing guard who was just doing his job, enjoying his retirement. Like, and then he just ran him over for no reason because what? A cop killed your kid because the cop was in fear of his life? Your son had a Glock, or they had a Glock. I'm not sure if the son had the gun or not, but still, you guys are armed. So that's very, very dangerous. So then the father, Rodney, appeared in court and he got charged with aggravated murder and he was denied bond, guys. Thank Christ. People should not be out here in society unhinged like this. First of all, your son is out here robbing people. Then you out here just rolling over people in your car like this is GTA? Nah, bro. No, that's not acceptable to me. And for those police officers to be there in that courtroom, you got to clap it up for those police officers, guys. Now, the dude basically tried to act tough, I heard, and try to basically talk like he was, the toughest in the room and this, that, and the third, while it was like over 30 plus police officers in that courtroom. Dude, I hate to break it to you, but you better hope and pray that you don't run into one of these officers that really and truly knew Mr. Henderson there, because they're gonna F you up, bro. Hate to break it to you, but you're not him. Okay. Now, it is a tragic story when it comes down to, Ryan and his family, because they did lose a family member. You seen the cousin crying, saying, "Oh, I wish I could have let him in the house and he shouldn't have been there. Yeah, he probably shouldn't have been there. So if you guys knew that he was basically trying to see if he can go inside the house, or if he's trying to come inside of the house and you guys got him locked out, what else do you expect him to do but go do some more degeneracy? And listen, guys, I hate this halo effect because now I'm seeing pictures of him in the football jersey and this, that, and the third. Like, look, man, we gotta stop doing that. Because deep down inside, you guys know, if this kid was so good, why the hell is he hanging out with carjackers with guns? Why is he doing that? Why is the father allowing him to hang with these kids or these teenagers? Because, I mean, 18 is technically considered adult. So you just out here doing God knows what. And your son is just out here robbing people with guns? You don't know anything. And now you want to be mad at the police because they were doing their job. They were trying to get home. Even the grandfather said that the cop was just trying to get home to his family. So at least the grandfather got a tad bit sense, but you didn't have enough sense to let him inside the house that day. Because now what? 2 people are dead now because of this. 1 man is about to spend his whole life in prison. And now 3 lives are gone. Because you guys, now I'm not saying you gotta let him in the house, but I mean, suffer the consequences of his actions if something does happen while he's outside, because he tried to go inside the house. You guys didn't let him in. So, I mean, you basically just left him to go fend for the wolves, or be with the wolves, I should say. But like I said, guys, the black community are... I cannot believe they are backing this dude, Rodney. They're calling this dude a hero, though. You really think this dude is a hero? Then it just gotta be the unhinged black XX chromosomes. I'm not gonna keep saying it because I don't want to keep, looking like I hate black women for some reason. But look at who's supporting this crap. I don't even think I've seen a black man support this dude yet. Like, use your brain. This dude wasn't no damn hero. He's a murderer. He killed an officer for no reason because he felt he had the need to kill this officer because his son was shot by an officer that was doing his job because your son had a gun. Make it make sense. He just got done carjacking someone. Like, let's be real here. Was he really an angel, ladies and gentlemen? We got to stop with that halo effect, guys. I'm so disappointed in the black community for you guys supporting this Rodney dude. This dude is fairly unhinged. Unhinged as hell, running over people for no reason. And you guys are saying, oh, if you take one of us, we take 10. And y'all like, are you crazy? The kid was violent. He had a gun. The cop had to do what he had to do. Now, noted, I don't know if Ryan was turned around or not with the firearm. I'm not sure. We got to look into that. But I mean, he had a firearm. You clearly seen him reaching for the gun when it hit the ground. So, like I said, it's a very tragic story, guys. I hate that this had to happen to this cop. The father is an absolute moron. You definitely should not get a bond at all. You need to be doing life in prison right now. I don't know why they haven't charged you yet. Not really sure why is this going to trial to begin with, because we know why this was motivated, because his son was killed. And he did this within not even 48 hours. So yeah, this dude needs to stay in jail and think about what he did, because now a veteran, a 33-year-old veteran is gone because of this dude. And your son wasn't that good, bro. If he's hanging around kids who wants to rob people, let's just be honest, with guns, that's not good. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Is Rodney a hero? Isn't he? I'm not sure how that's possible, but if you can defend that, please just let me know in the comments. Tragic story, guys. Black folks got to get it together. This should absolutely not be supported. Why are you guys supporting this? I don't know. Maybe they're just looking for some clicks. I'm hopefully nobody is this dense in the black community to support someone who just ran over a cop for no reason, guys. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe button, and tune in next time, guys. And I'll see you later. I'm out of here. Peace.